What's up YouTube? I'm back in the still standing garage. The booth is set up. These panels are ready to be sprayed again. I did start off with 600 and 400 grit, but it was clogging up the paper, so I bumped it up to 320 sandpaper, and then I went to the Scotch-Brite and finished it off with that on all three panels, so we're ready to spray. I did already wipe them with wax and grease remover. This time I did use a wax and grease remover. I bought this online right here, and that one looked like it's gonna work out, but we're gonna find out in a little bit. So we're ready to spray. Booth's all set up. I did have my little heater right here ready to go just in case it was too cold, but right now it's about 66 degrees in here, so I'm okay with spraying like that. And then I did add 2 more fans to the booth here to help out with the exhaust. I don't like how I have it hooked up here, but you know, it's got to work, so I got to figure that out later on. And then one thing that I did change is I'm not gonna open this door over here. I'm just gonna leave it closed and see how that works out for me. And then we're gonna try that out. I am gonna mix the sealer as just 1-to-1. I'm not gonna reduce it. I usually reduce it by 10%, but I'm gonna do 1-to-1 on the epoxy and spray it like that and see how that turns out for me. I have my hinges up here ready to go. So I'm not gonna spray them there. I'm just hanging them there, but I'm gonna spray them like over there closer to the exhaust fans when I'm ready to hit them. So let's get this going. Let's start mixing that epoxy. Let's go. Alright YouTube, so it's been 30 minutes since I sprayed the sealer here. What I ended up doing is I did 2 coats of the sealer. The first coat was more of a drop coat. I did that for adhesion. It was recommended for me to try that and make sure I didn't have any problems there. And I didn't, so I moved on to the second coat. I waited 15 minutes between the 2 coats, and then I sprayed the second coat, more of a wet coat on there, medium wet as you guys can see. There's some nibs of trash in there, but I'm okay with that. There's no fish eyes is what I was concerned about. So it turned out pretty good. There is some orange peel there, but it's already drying up. So it's looking pretty good. The doors came out really good too. No fish eyes whatsoever. It's looking real clean, so I'm liking that. That was a problem I was trying to avoid. Obviously, I'm still working on the orange peel situation, setting up my gun and all that great stuff. So that comes with trial and error, which is what I'm trying to do, but it's moving on. What I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up letting it sit till tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and come in here and tack it off, and then I'm gonna spray the base and then the clear. So those two extra fans over there, the exhaust fans, they worked out okay, but I won't be able to determine if it's a good idea yet until I spray that clear coat, because the clear coat is the one that creates the most overspray and it gets really foggy in here. If it does, if I get to that point, then I might have to end up opening that back door and make sure that I get some fresh air in here and hopefully start moving it around or moving it out of here. So it turned out pretty good. I got the hinges up there too. I did hit those as well. Those turned out really good. I didn't have any reaction whatsoever in those. They were really greasy. I really cleaned the crap out of them to try to make sure I didn't get any reactions at all, and it turned out really good. So I'm gonna let it sit till tomorrow. For you guys, it's gonna be like a second, so we're gonna keep it moving from here. Let's go. All right, YouTube, it's the next day. We're ready to go. It's all flashed off, looks nice and dry, looks really good. It looks like there's some trash nibs there like we saw before, but I'm okay with that. Paint Society usually recommends to use an interface pad with 600 and 800 grit to remove all those little nibs of dirt and trash, but I don't want to do that in here in this area because I might get all those little dust particles inside of all those little grooves, and I don't want to, I know I'm not going to be able to get them out of there, so I'm not going to do that here. On the outside of the car, I would do that. I would definitely do that. So I did turn on my heater, turned it on. It's been about an hour since it's been on. It was about 61, 62 degrees in here. Now it's at 77 degrees, so we're looking pretty good. I am going to turn off the heater as I'm spraying, but yeah, everything turned out pretty nice. I don't see any fisheyes or any reactions or anything like that. That right there is the spot weld. But yeah, so everything is looking pretty good. Nice and flashed off, nice and even. Real clean. I really like how everything turned out. Over here as well, everything's looking good. I did buy me another power strip here, so I could hook up the 5 fans, and hopefully that works out. I didn't like the 2 extension cords with that big plug in there, so we'll see how that works out. And this is the ghetto booth. These are not intended to be used like that, but I'm using them like that because I need it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and tack it off right now before I start spraying, so let's get the mixing. Let's go. right, so there's 2 coats on this already, so everything is sprayed out real nice. I didn't have any issues with anything. It's still drying off. You can see it kind of spotted, so it's still drying off. Everything did spray out nice, like I said. Everything's flashing off right now, so I'm gonna give it about 30 minutes before I start applying the clear coat. We're gonna go with the clear coat. I'm gonna do 2 to 3 coats. I'm gonna try to see if I could get 3 coats on there with that quart that I have, because I am gonna order some more clear, a different clear that comes with this kit. So everything turned out pretty nice. Like I said, 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes flashing, and then we're gonna go ahead and spray that clear. I did hit the hinges too. The hinges are sprayed. I did 2 coats on those as well. Everything turned out pretty good. I didn't put that on video, but it did happen. So let me go clean up the gun, and then we're gonna start mixing the clear, and then we're gonna start spraying. Let's go. All right, YouTube, so it's the next day. We'll take a look at it right now, but I just want to let you guys know the process that I did. So I did 2 coats of the base, and then I went ahead and I did 3 coats of clear. I ended up doing 3 coats on the hood only. On the 2 doors, I only did 2 coats. It looked like it went out pretty good. I wanted to try some different settings on the gun to see how it laid out on the hood, but check it out. Everything turned out pretty good, other than the trash nibs, which I'm okay with. Let me see if it could focus. There we go. It's starting to focus, but it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with the results. It looks like it laid out pretty flat. I was messing around with the settings, trying to get used to what to look for when it comes to spraying, and I'm thinking I'm getting there. Not quite there yet, but I'm happy with this. Other than the trash nibs, like you guys see right there, I mean, I don't mind it in here. I'm not gonna cut and buff this right here, but I know if I do get a lot of orange peel on the outside of the car, I'm just gonna have to cut and buff. I'm gonna have to get used to that. So yeah, but it turned out really good. Look at that. Not a whole lot of orange peel there. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm really happy that I could put it back on the car and then see how it turns out But yeah, looking really, really good. See that right there? It's orange peel there, here and there, but it's looking better than what I was spraying before. So I'm getting used to it. So look at that. Looking at it from kind of like this. Obviously from far away, it looks super clean. But when you get close to it, you see the trash and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm okay with it. So wait till the end of the video. I'm gonna take this hood out in the sun so we could check it out and see what it looks like. Look at that color, look at the shininess, see if we could look at more orange peel if there is any. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention is I did have a run. I had a run over here. Hold on, let me get to it. So I had a run right here. You see that right there? That right here. So I had a run right there. So what ended up happening, it was pretty much the same thing that happened to the trunk lid when I was spraying it. So when I was going here, you know, I was supposed to go up and I kind of stayed in the same level, and it pretty much bunched up right there. On the trunk lid, it actually ended up smoothing out, but here it actually ran. So, I mean, it is what it is. But, you know, obviously when you open the hood, you're not going to be able to see that because you're going to be looking at it, let's say, from over here when the hood is open the other way, of course. Nobody's going to see that. I'm not going to cut and buff that. It's all right. I could live with that. So check out the doors. Came out really good. Ain't nobody gonna see this part of the car, but at least I know I covered it all very well and it looks really good and I'm liking it. Down here too, everything turned out really good. I'm trying to go slow for you guys so you guys can see it. Yeah, you can still kind of see some of the runs that the factory left for me, but I'm okay with that. And then we come in over here, and this is the part that everybody's gonna be able to see. I'm gonna be able to see. So it came out real clean. There's orange peel on this one. But like I said, I only tried those new settings to me on the hood. I was okay with experimenting with the hood because I said it's like the inside of the car, but this right here is what you see the most. But I'm okay with it. Getting the hang of it. I'm really liking it. So let's look at the other one. So here's this other one. This is the driver's side. Looking real clean. Everything turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. So we'll see how this turns out. When I put it back on the car, I want to see what everything looks like. And then the bolts, I did end up hitting those bolts really good. As for the booth, the 2 extra fans that actually worked out, it was exhausting all that overspray out of here. It did get a little bit foggy in here with the clear, but it turned out to be better than what it was before. I didn't have to open the back door over there to let some fresh air in so that way it could clear out the overspray. I was okay with it, so it worked out pretty good. The hinges over there, they turned out really good too. Let me see if I could get one down. Hold up. They turned out pretty good. I mean, I think on camera they probably won't even look as great, but in person they look really, really good. I'm really happy with them. One thing that I should have done different with the hinges was I should have put something in the holes where the pin goes. So for example, obviously I'm using my other hand to hold it, but where the hook is at right there, that's where the pin goes through. So if it's pretty much caked on there, the paint and the clear and all that, the pin possibly will not go through. I'll probably have a hard time putting it in. I probably will have to sand that hole, all those holes, and same thing on the other one. So same thing on this one here. See where that hook's at? The bushing goes there on both sides down here. But yeah, but everything turned out pretty good. It's gonna look really, really good. So we're gonna keep it moving from here. I'm gonna start putting these panels back on the car on the next upcoming video. So if you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment, follow the process right here with this Monte. We're gonna start putting it together. Hopefully it's ready 2021, summer 2021. Let's go.